Gakuna Trading. Thank you for taking out time to watch this video. Now, these are some lessons I have learned from Stacey, the master trader, over the past 7 years. I started trading Stacey 2018, and the luck I had was that I didn't start with any other person. The moment I opened my YouTube, the first trader I saw was Stacey Burke. When I started seeing forex market adverts and all of that, brokers, advertisements, I started seeing most people in my country trade forex. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me see what I can learn. So when I went to YouTube, it was Stacey I met first. When I met Stacey first, there's a lot of things I learned from Stacey, which I no longer talk about, but then they are very important. So these are key lessons from the master trader Stacey Burke. Number one, do not counter trend the peak formation. Do not counter trend the peak formation. Number one, do not counter trend the peak formation. Now, not just the peak formation, but the peak formation high of week. When the peak formation high of the week, like we see here, has been locked in, this is a peak formation high of month, not even high of week, high of the month of April. That is a peak formation high of month. And like I said, the strongest first red days always come out of when the high of month is in place and has failed and closed below the previous close. Now, this is an empty chart. There are no indicators here, only the daily separators, okay, separating previous days. So you can see very well, if you watch very well, no indicators of the previous days high and low. This is the high of month, and the high of month is a very strong level. Okay, high of month is in place, is locked in, and has closed below the previous close. Do not counter trend that peak formation high of month. First lesson I learned from Stacey. Number two, second lesson is this: wait for stops to get hit. Now, remember that pullbacks, when you have pullbacks, the market breaks out and pullback. The pullback is a process of the market hitting stops above or below before resuming the original movement. Wait for stops to get hit. Now, number three, the third lesson I learned from Stacey: always check for levels of rise and fall. Now, those of you who started with Stacey long time ago, if you can remember very well, the whiteboard Stacey, there was no playbook then. There was nothing. We only had Stacey and a whiteboard with round numbers, double zeros and 50s. So being capable to understand 3 levels of rise or 3 levels of fall, and how this gives us an idea of a potential reversal of a 3-day setup, 3 days of breakouts. If you started very early, you will remember that we must check for 3 levels of rise or fall. 3 levels of rise can be over 3 days, 2 days opening range initial balance, okay, in a session for very volatile pairs like oil, gold, Nasdaq, the JPY pairs, currencies that are volatile, some currencies which I listed in the ebook. You need to understand how the markets move. Okay, now the number 4th lesson from Stacey that I learned: understanding previous days high and low. Now, previous days high and low are very important levels in the market because the markets will always break out. Markets love to break out. So you have to understand that your previous days high and your previous days low are where we have trapped traders that are trapped above and below. The market loves to break out, so you must understand when the market breaks out of a previous day's high, okay, or a previous day's low, okay, previous day's low, previous day's high, okay. You must understand that. Another very important lesson from Stacey: understand, let's spell that correct, sorry, understanding when the market is out of balance. Now, when the market is out of balance, we have Monday. When the market goes out of Monday's range, the market is out of balance. Understanding when the market is out of balance, outside of Monday's range in a week, while in a day the market breaks out of the previous day's level. Okay, you can see here we are in balance, we are not out of balance. The market did not take out the previous day's low. This is the previous day's low here, so you can see that marked up there, previous day's low. So understanding when the market comes out of Monday's low and stays out of Monday's low is when the market is out of balance. The probability of a continuation downward is high as long as price does not return back inside of Monday's range, okay, in a downtrending market. It also applies for uptrending market. Understanding when the market is out of balance. Now, another lesson I learned from Stacey: you guys are familiar with this one. Always think of your entry point as last night's closing price. Okay, always think of your entry point as last night close. With the indicator, you can see where your closing price are. The market loves to test the closing price. They test the closing price and continue. Breakout, test closing price, continuation. More information is in the link in the description for the new entry Bible, deciphering the 3D setups and all the entry patterns. Now, another lesson from Stacey, which is a lesson from his mentor: understand classical chart patterns. What are classical chart patterns? We can have ascending triangle, descending triangle, M patterns, W patterns, A tops, V bottoms, cup and handle pattern, Batman formations. These are all classical chart patterns. You must understand classical chart patterns in forex trading. Understanding classical chart patterns will help you. If you can spot an ascending triangle, a wedge top, a wedge bottom, a bull flag, when you have a setup and all of that, it gives you an idea. Another lesson from Stacey over the years: do not trade against the moving average. That is, he learned this from his mentor Al Brooks. He learned classical chart patterns from Peter Brandt and so many other patterns that he has learned over the years from his mentors who are very old. Out of balance market is from Jim Dalton. He puts together veterans, very old veterans who are today 85 years old, 75 years old, very old men who are still trading. Those are Stacey's men. Stacey himself is 59 years. So now do not trade against the moving average. That is another lesson from Stacey over the years. Another lesson from Stacey is that the market repeats itself. Yes, what you see this week will happen again. First red day will always come. First green days will always come. 3 days of breakout will always come. 3-day setups will always come. But how do you manage it? How patient are you to wait for these opportunities to present themselves? Okay, the patterns will always present themselves. Okay, but then you have to make sure that what you wait for them. So the market repeats itself. Do not be afraid. It will happen again, over and over again. Another lesson is using Fib tool for take profit. Using Fib tool for take profit. Look at the Fib tool here. So if you were to buy, down here at this low, your take profit should be 200% expansion. So you can see 200% expansion, targeting 200% expansion of that range. That is your take profit level right there. So using this for take profit levels, if you sold here, your take profit can be 200% expansion of that range. Remember the settings. You can follow my own settings on this video. Follow my settings, use exact values you see here. Using Fib tool for take profit level. This is the Fib tool our Brooks also uses. So using Fib tool for take profit levels. This is the old style. We have the new short positions and long positions, which I'm not familiar with. You can see that there. Now another lesson from Stacey is this. Understand the creeping trends. Understand the creeping trend. What is a creeping trend? I can show you an example on gold. I saw a creeping trend today. XAU USD. Creeping trend on gold. Saw a creeping trend on the 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes. The 15 minutes or 5 minutes. 5 minutes time frame. Saw a creeping trend. Is it on gold or on oil? Somebody showed the chart, a creeping trend and a reversal. I don't know if it's gold, but I can't remember. But no worry. Anyway, understand. Search Stacey's video on creeping trends. Okay, you will see the videos on creeping trends there. Okay. So yes. Now, these are the many lessons from Stacey. Wait for stops to get hit after pullback. Do not counter trend the peak formation in a new month. Always check for levels of rise and fall. Understand the previous day's high and low. Understand when the market is out of balance. Always think of your entry point as last night close. Understand classical chart patterns. Do not trade against the moving average. The market repeats itself. The Fib tool can be used for take profit levels. Now another lesson from Stacey Burke is pin hammers and engulfment. Pin hammers and engulfment. Now remember, you need to understand candlestick patterns, how they close, other functions. What do you want to see when you have a setup? What gives you an indication that the market is ready is your pin hammers and engulfment. So make sure you look out for pin hammers and engulfment in your charts. Dojis. There are other candlestick patterns that signals a reversal if you're looking for a reversal or a trade setup. All you need is the patience to wait for the market to present that opportunity for you. Now remember, These are some lessons from Stacey. There are many more which I can't really remember, but the ones I remember and I always stick to, that has been a game changer for me. These are all I have. This is everything on my screen. Everything you see on my screen is what I remember from Stacey. Nothing to be added, nothing to be taken out of here. If you follow this, it will help you in your trading. For newbies who are starting out, these are very, very important points from Stacey. Now, when the markets go with you, I'll be posting the next video will be day trading for beginners. Those of you who are just starting out to trade, that video will be day trading for beginners that want to trade SB course. So SB trading course for beginners. When the markets go with you. Thank you for watching. Please do well to like and share. May the markets go with you. I appreciate you all. The link for the ebooks and the lectures for entry patterns for veterans traders who are profs already, and for newbies also, click the link and join us. May the markets go with you. Thank you.